I kept. What is shaking back to back? We went back to back backyard. Doing a little earlier today, but we got everybody out. We got the bunny out. Got Max, Daniel here, Lou, of course, and our special guest from The Athletic, one of my favorites. Miss talking to him all the time. He said he'd come out to the backyard for 17, 18 minutes. So hopefully we can convince him to stay a little bit longer than that.
I said 15.
Marcus Thompson. What's up, Marcus?
What's up?
How you been?
Exhausted. Still recovering from. They got to do something about these conferences, man. This like it's not brutal, West flying to Houston and Minnesota. Like it's not West, and I don't bounce back like I used to. That's tough.
Whatever happened to the? Hey, maybe we'll play the Clippers.
Yeah,
or the Lakers.
You know what I'm saying?
Or Portland.
Or Phoenix. Or
Phoenix.
Denver.
No. It's got to be Memphis, Houston, Minnesota.
Yes.
It's just, it's brutal.
It is brutal. You were in Minnesota. That flight, man.
I
was like, I can't do Oklahoma City. There's no straight flights. Like, it was insane. 2015, it was like that. It was New Orleans. It was Houston.
Yeah, that's what it was. Right. Yep.
It was Memphis, and then it was Cleveland. Like there was just brutal, right? Yeah. At least in 2022, we got Denver for the first round. But yeah,
that was.
I was feeling it. So
that was pretty cool. Hey, Bunny likes you.
I'm telling you, man. You got your pet farm here is very pro-black, and I'm feeling it.
You like it?
I feel the peace. You know, I feel welcome. These are not. A lot of people's pets are anti-black, and yours, Lulu loves me. You know, the bunny's feeling me. Like,
yeah,
I respect that.
No, I told you, Lou's a member of NAACP.
Yeah,
except the C stands for canine, but she's down. She's down with the cause. Every once in a while, I'll just walk downstairs and Lulu will be like standing up doing this.
I was gonna call her ACL Lulu.
She'll be like doing I'm like, what are you doing? She goes, Tommy Smith, and I'm like, what do you know about that? That was in the '60s.
ACL Lulu.
Well, look at her. She's 80%. 80% black. And so
more than me.
Congratulations, by the way, on being nominated for the. I was going to write the name down, but I forgot. Dick Bennett.
Tony Bennett. Dan Jenkins. You ain't even close. Dick Bennett. Tony Bennett. Like what? At least say Randy Bennett, man. The Dan Jenkins, legendary sports writer, Dan Jenkins.
Yeah, so legendary. I messed up his name twice.
2 times.
Sorry, Dan. Exactly. Dan's still with us?
I don't think so.
Okay, well, I hurting his feelings then. All right, we're good then. Well, I mean, he's not, but I am.
His daughter is Sally Jenkins.
Sally Jenkins. Yeah, I know Sally Jenkins.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I was trying to get my daughter to follow in the family business, but she ain't really.
And they feeling it?
No, she's not feeling it.
Congrats on that, though, by the way.
That's pretty prestigious. That's a real one,
yeah. Yeah.
That's a real one. Normally these things are like placating.
Yeah.
It feels like, George Floyd died. We got to get a black dude an award, and here I go. But this one felt legit.
A black dude an award.
This one is legit. I don't know about some of these others.
So nobody died?
Nobody died. Nobody died. I ain't applied.
Good.
Nobody submitted an application or nothing.
That's good.
You had to pay anything. I don't like all those. This one feels legit. So
yeah, the application and the paying just seems like it doesn't seem like it's legit somehow. But this one, no, I mean, look, you deserve it. You're one of my favorites. You have a very distinct writing style, and it flows. And I think the biggest compliment I can give you is you get to the heart of the story.
You're gonna make me cry. Drink my tea.
Crying your teeth in. Well, that'd be like a commercial. Black dude crying his tea, hearing a compliment for the first time.
Like, this is crazy with Lulu. Where's Lulu at? Come on.
No, Lulu's loving you right now. So why, before we get into the Warriors and all that kind of stuff, why writing? Like, what was it about writing that spoke to you?
The best thing that happened to me was I learned very quickly that it was all bad. I wasn't gonna make it.
Were you like 3?
No, I was like 13. I knew 13,
Okay.
but I kept the hope alive until about 17. But I knew one thing. I was a really good just at the park player. And as soon as we got in the game, I wasn't good. I wasn't.
You didn't like the script?
I was just afraid most of the time. Like afraid I was gonna mess up, or like I didn't play free. On the playground I played free, I was pretty good. Once I got in the game, I was like, uh-oh. It didn't feel right. So I gave up my senior year. I made varsity junior year and I didn't play very much. Senior year, I clearly wasn't gonna play. I was like, I'm not about to ride the bench again.
Yeah.
Not for another year. Like junior is already too late to be riding bench, but senior riding the bench, you basically like the dude. I'm not gonna be the dude that they cheering to get in the game and blowouts. Like that's not me.
Yeah, that's not cool.
So but I started writing for the school newspaper. So I was like, man, I'll just write about my friends. I could just write about the team. So that I always wrote. I used to, I wrote poems and all that stuff. I used to write to girls. So that was my game.
Yeah.
See, these youngsters don't know about it today. We used to have to win over hearts. There wasn't no DMs, wasn't no social media. You had to write the letter, fold it up, and hand it to her.
You had to man up.
You know what I'm saying? Or either speak.
Yeah.
So I was good. I was good at writing the poems. I was especially good at writing them for other people because I ain't. Yeah. I mean, like, man, I'll write the poem that you'll get her tonight. I was like that. So I always wrote. I was always a writer. Like as a kid. In hindsight, I didn't know that was a thing. My dad, tell you a funny story. This is in hindsight, it makes sense, but at the time, it was just like crazy. But my dad went to jail for like a few months, and like he came back and he was like all swole. He had the cornrows. So we were just talking about it. I was like, man, how he's telling me about inside, and I'm like, so like what is it like? And he told me that he would get money for his books by writing for the people in prison. So like if you had to you wanted to write a letter to home to your girl or something like that, he would do the writing. And I just thought that was funny. Like, yeah, I was like, really, Daddy, you could write? He was like, but he was one of them old 70s players, so he had all the rap, he could say. And, apparently people in jail couldn't put together sentences, and he could.
What?
So he made surprise, right? So he made good money. So I was like, so I'm essentially carrying on the family business by getting paid to write, except I'm getting cash instead of cigarettes. Like,
I'll give you some Marlboros if you write.
You know what I'm saying? Like, write my girl. Yeah, write this letter. You know how to talk.
Do you remember the first poem you wrote that I was like, oh, that's a banger? That one.
Oh yeah, I used to write poems for my mom all the time.
Oh, nice.
I used to I would just write a poem, and she would always act like it was the greatest thing ever. So I would write it, but it was like that, roses are red, violets are blue type stuff. The first one that I wrote was a banger. I wrote for a girl, and me and my cousin, she basically was like, hey, basically y'all got to make y'all pitch to me. And I was like, oh, easy. She was like, tell me why I should go with you and my cousin. My cousin had all the girls and I didn't have any, but once she turned it into like a letter, I was like, you about to get cooked, buddy. Like, this is my shot right here. So my poem was good, and she was like, man, you wrote the best poem, but I'm gonna go with him. But I knew my poem was fire because she thought about it. So that was like, oh, I'm nice. And she still went with him. She still chose him. Yeah. But she was like, that was good. Like, that was really good. I even thought about you for a minute. And I was like, let's go. That's when I knew I could write.
Okay, if you wrote, and what grade was this?
This was like maybe fourth grade.
What? Fourth grade?
Yeah, third or fourth grade.
Oh wow, I thought we were well into high school by then. You're way more advanced than I was.
Oh yeah.
I was still at the cootie stage at that point. It was like, leave me alone. I would have chosen basketball over a girl any day of the week.
I mean, I did, no question. I just wasn't good enough. If I'd have known back then, I probably would have, tried harder to be good at hoop, because once you got to high school, that's when I saw that's how you got the girls.
No.
You get way more girls playing hoop than you did writing poems.
Yeah, I didn't get jack. That's okay. That's probably because I spent either all my time at the gym or playing poker with the boys. That was pretty
there
much
are no
it.
Girls in either one of those settings.
No, there are no scenarios where there's a girl involved in that whatsoever. So, yeah, that was pretty much my high school days. So you knew pretty early on that you were a pretty good writer.
Yeah,
and it's something you enjoyed doing. So take me through getting to high school and then kind of transitioning and thinking about making it. When did you think, maybe I can make a career out of this?
I didn't actually think that. I initially wanted to be an architect because I used to draw a lot.
Really?
So my first.
You're gonna be like the Black Mike Brady.
Yes,
the
that's
architect.
What I was gonna be. I didn't know who that was at the time. But
yep. You know who he is now, though.
Yeah, I had a neighbor who was an architect, and I used to draw, and she was just like, "You should try this." And so I would like watch her designs. I was like, "I want to do that." I found my career, and writing was just like something I did for fun. I got to high school. I remember writing for the high school paper, and then on the high school paper at Oakland Tech, Mike Silver ended up volunteering. He was a Sports Illustrated at the time.
Oh, okay.
Now, I don't know what happened. He won't tell me. He said he just, out of the goodness of his heart, showed up and started volunteering. But I am certain he got assigned community service for some judge somewhere. Was like,
that could be Mike. That definitely could be Mike.
He's
into some nefarious shit. I'm telling you.
He keeps telling me he was just, Mr. Bleeding Heart Liberal who showed up at the inner city to help some kids. Mm-hmm. But I'm like, I don't know, Mike. The more I know. Yeah. So he came to my class, and I knew, we read Sports Illustrated like crazy back then, especially remember SI for Kids.
Yep.
I was all into that. I was a sports nut back then, to the point my father would make me get out of the house. He'd be like, go play. I would be in the house watching the Cubs on WGN.
WGN, baby, Harry Carey.
Like, what are you doing?
Jody Davis. So
Mike Silver was the first one who told me that I could be good at sports writing, because he really took me under his wing and was like, hey, you're really good at this. And that's the first time it like was a real career, where it's like I met this writer who's like, hey, you're good. And then he's helping me. I remember he helped me write my college essays. And I wrote my college essay, and I thought I was a pretty good writer. And then he edited it, and that thing was so, I was like, oh, this is unbelievable. Right? It's like, it was crazy how he just changed my whole thing. He like, it was insane. I remember me and the other staff members were reading my letter, was like, wow, this is incredible. It didn't get me into the college, but it was a great letter.
He was like, your poem didn't get you the girl.
Exactly. He wasn't that good, but it was fire. I remember I was for UCLA and I didn't get in. So shout out to Mike Silver for not getting me in. But
well, he probably did that on purpose because he went to Cal.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe that's what it was.
There's no doubt he did that. He didn't want you to get to UCLA.
For the record, he didn't get me to Cal either. So, like, really, now to think
so what
about
did
what
he
did
do?
Mike Silver do for me exactly?
What did he do?
It was something different to have a professional in Sports Illustrated tell me I was good. Like that was different. And so my initial plan was to go to Southern California, USC, for architecture. That's what I wanted to do. And then we got that, the cost of attendance.
It's rough when at SC. They don't play.
It was insane.
Yeah.
It was like the loan I would have had to take was like $40,000 a year. I was like, yo, and everybody was like, you can't do that. Like, that's insane.
You get a sweatshirt though, USC.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I remember I was going through this like EOP program, and they were trying to get me in, and I was going to the orientations. I was in.
Yeah.
And then I ended up not going. They wanted me to go. They were like, go to community college for a couple of years. That's what the EOP lady was telling me. This is too cost prohibitive. Go to community college. But where I was from, like I had to go. I had to get up out of there.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not. If I stay, it's gonna be all bad. Yeah. So I found the school that I got accepted to the furthest. I was like, which school did I accept to that was the furthest? That's literally how I chose the college.
Really?
So I went to Clark Atlanta because I got accepted there. And my whole thing was I had to go and I can't come back. Like it can't be like, oh, this failed and I can easily come back.
Yeah.
It was like, go and this has to work. That was my thing. So I went to Atlanta because it was the furthest one. And this girl in my neighborhood went. She said it was great. And I get there and I'm registering and I'm looking for architecture. and there's no architecture.
Oops.
I was like, what you mean? I thought every school had all the majors. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. So I saw journalism on the list and was like, all right, well, I'll just do journalism then. And that was that.
Wow. So if they would have had architecture,
you
wouldn't be sitting here.
Or I would have failed in architecture and then became well, either way, right? I probably would have wrote a great letter and have been like, yeah, this is great, but you don't get in.
Yep.
Like, that's how it was going.
I always thought about architecture, like, 'cause I mean, it's always fun drawing stuff. And then I remember having a feeling going, God, what if you design something that like collapses and kills a bunch of people? Now that'd be rough to live with.
How morbid is that?
It is very morbid, but I had those thoughts. It's like, that would really suck.
Yeah, that would. The thing that kind of turned me off about architecture is like, it's not just drawing.
Yeah.
It's far more engineering and
a lot of math.
Yeah. So I did this academy at Tech, engineering academy, just because, I wanted to do architecture. I lasted in that thing for like 2 months. I was like, this is boring.
Yeah.
I can't do this.
I like math. I mean, I like that kind of stuff, but I never quite got there. I was a criminology major for a little bit.
Of course you were. You're plotting. Buildings falling.
With I'm not Timothy McVeigh. I mean, what are you talking about?
I'm just saying. I'm not going to be an architect because the building might fall.
I'm just saying it could. I'm not saying I'm causing it to happen. That would be nefarious. But I just thought, no, that's not going to work for me. Although I did take one class at Irvine, so I was a criminal justice major. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. Like FBI kind of sounded cool, like, all the undercover stuff. And I'm like, I never really gave it much thought. Like, you're 6'8", you're not going to be undercover for anything. It's not going to happen.
Hilarious.
But I'm taking the class, and I signed up for it. And they had one class, and it was on a Monday night, and it was like 3 hours. I'm like, oh, this is going to be great. I'll knock it out one day.
Yeah.
One, you don't realize how long 3 hours is when you're in a lecture, man. Time. It is a grind. And number two, and most importantly, it was a rookie mistake on my part. I failed to realize at the time that it was a fall class, Monday Night Football. I wasn't missing Monday Night Football for a class.
Especially back then, there was no DVR. No. I think people don't understand that. Like, now you had to be there.
I was like, class tonight. Oh, Chargers, Raiders? Hell with that. Okay, I'll catch that next time. Okay, I'll see if I can get some notes from somebody. I'm not missing that one. So, yeah, I'd go to my buddy's house. He lived off campus, two of them, and we watched the Monday Night
Football. So did you drop or did you just fail? You failed.
Yeah, probably did. I don't really remember. I think I kind of liked the class, but I'm not really sure. I don't know if I went enough to absorb anything.
So you passed the class.
I don't know.
You didn't drop out of the class.
I don't know what I did. I'd have to look at my transcript.
No, you don't.
I don't.
You just remember.
I mean, what is it? It doesn't do. Who cares now?
Nobody cares, yeah.
I mean, I don't care about my transcript anymore. Although Lute did. Lou is always on me for graduating. Like, oh, when are you going to come back and graduate? I'm like,
Lute.
I'll get there. You'll
never get in.
And I never did. Oh man, that was kind of a bummer. All right, let's switch to basketball because I know you only got a limited amount of time. And as much as I'd love to go down Marcus Thompson memory lane,
let's talk about basketball.
That's more. We got to talk about it a little bit. Okay. Where you at with the Warriors right now?
I think they're fine. I didn't expect them to win a championship this year.
Yeah.
Actually, the way they went out, I felt better about it than I did going in. Just like if you look at this field, I'm like, you know what? I don't think they would have won, but they could have.
Yeah.
It came away like that. The interesting part to me that was really visceral was just how very not happy Steph was.
Yeah.
And Steph is Mr. Perspective, Mr. Optimist, Mr. Positive. You could see that he knows I don't have many more chances. Like, and that was kind of like, oh, so that means next year's they're going. It's got to be all in. Like, he was just not, and they have the reason. Like, he got hurt.
Yeah,
there's a good reason. It wasn't because you just weren't good enough. Like, everybody felt like they would have won the series if he plays, right? And that just wasn't pacifying at all. Like, it wasn't. It didn't make him feel better or anything. Like, he just was not happy. And normally at the end of the season, You just don't see him like that. He's the first one to kind of put it all in perspective. So that helped me like feel the urgency of it. But I always felt like you got to win one in Steph's last 3 years, and it probably wasn't going to be the first year.
Yeah.
So I feel like they're in a good place. They just have to make all the right moves, and it needs some luck. But that was the case anyway, right? It wasn't. Oh, a Game of Thrones? Let's go.
Let me see. Oh, I got a call after. I remind myself because I always forget stuff, and I go. It's my grandson Kai's birthday today. Happy birthday, Kai! Kai's
birthday.
1.
You can't wish a 1-year-old happy birthday. They won't remember.
Because Kai's the man. It's for me.
I'm just saying, you just wished a 1-year-old happy birthday.
No, I know, but it's for me. What? So I feel good about myself. Don't you realize that when you do stuff for little kids, they don't care, but you got to do it. Like for you got to do it. So did you wish your grandson happy birthday? Yes, I did, and I felt good about it. Does he know what you're doing? Fucking no, he doesn't fucking know what I'm doing. Are you kidding me? He barely knows who I am half the time. Now Kai loves me. Kai's the man.
My own energy is far too precious to be wasting it on fake pacifying sentiments.
It's not fake though.
Hey Kai, you don't know what the hell is happening right now, and you won't find out in 5 years when you're cognizant enough to understand what happy birthday means. So this was all a complete waste of time.
No,
but guess what?
No.
Grandfather loves you.
That's okay because it's a podcast. You can go back and watch it 5 years later.
You will not do that.
You can go back and watch it.
And if you are Kai, go back and watch this, and something went dramatically wrong with your life.
Kai's gonna be.
You should be playing, Kai. You should be having fun.
Tom Tolbert Archives. Let's go, Kai. Get after it. We'll stick it in his crib. I'll sit there. You can sit back.
Kai, you will know. All you need to know is that Tom Tolbert loves you.
There you go.
Whether you get a 1-year-old birthday wish or not.
Yeah, and I'm gonna
remember this when you don't get taken to Disneyland at 3 because it's a waste of money to take a 3-year-old to Disneyland.
No, that's true. You know what? You know, you take your kids first. You take them to Magic Mountain, scare the hell out of them, and then they don't want to go anymore.
I'll take them to downtown Disney.
Ooh, that's a rough one.
You should go. We're gonna go look right outside the gate, get you a couple of items, take a couple photos, and we out this thing.
Oh my goodness gracious! So I'm with you that I think they're gonna have a crack at it next year. They'll probably be like the 4th or 5th best team, maybe in the league, top 6, 7, which gives you a crack at it. Oklahoma City is going to be tough to beat. People slept on the Pacers this year because they got off to such a slow start. But that's a good basketball team. But
really good.
But I think it gives them a chance. So I asked Steve this yesterday about going all in, and he goes, yeah, we're going to go all in. We've proven that. We got Jimmy, but they're 37, 36, 35. It doesn't make sense to get rid of all our future assets, draft capital, which makes you wonder, okay, how available is Kaminga going to be? How available is Pajemski going to be? Like, I know Steve really loves Pajemski, and I know he sees something in Kaminga that isn't quite fitting right now, but he still has value, and he just hasn't figured out how that works with Steph. So what to you, what does all in mean? Because all in means to me, like, you know what? Hell with it. Package picks and let's go. We got 2 years, and after that, you're in the middle of the desert with no water yelling, help.
See, I do, but I think that's a miscalculation by them. Because say in 3 years, Steph's gone. Once Steph's gone, everybody who makes any money is gone.
Yeah.
Right? So you're under the cap. If you don't believe that at that point, some superstar in this league won't want to be the face of the most valuable franchise in the league, then you got a bigger problem.
Yeah.
Like, so the retool shouldn't take as long as people think. Number one. Number two, the league rules have set it up so you can't stay on top for too long anyway, and it ain't that hard to rebound. So to me, if they do go all in, it's not like the 6-year wilderness that it used to be.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. But if they can't get somebody to say, hey, this monstrosity that Steph Curry built, it could be yours. Like, you should, especially when you have a max deal to offer, like, who's not? You should be able to get somebody to take that, which means you should be able to start over again. I do think, though, they can't go get a team full of 35-year-olds.
Yeah.
But you can go 29. It don't have to be 22, right? So I do feel like they should go all in a sense that if you can't help them win a championship right now, then you should be on the table, right? And that doesn't mean like eventually, like if you look at Pods and you say next year in the playoffs, we know Pods is going to be able to give us 15 points. He's going to hit open shots. He's going to play. If you believe that, then you keep Pods.
Yeah.
If you believe it's going to take him 2 to 3 years, then you might need to sacrifice Pods on the altar of a championship.
Yeah.
And trust that you'll be able to find another Pods, right? You'll be able to find another Kaminga. If you don't think Kaminga can do that, you just swap him for a player who could, because you got 2 years. That's it. I mean, maybe one.
Yeah.
Actually, like maybe next year might be it, because now you start getting to 39. Like, all right, Steph, like at some point, I mean, we saw the hamstring injury. That's the first thing of like, okay, maybe he is not invincible. But next year to me is the year. Like that's the one where you say, all right, there's no more development happening. You need players who are gonna make it happen. There's a lot of players in the league who can help you win a championship and also be a part of your future.
Yeah.
You don't have to have the 21. Like you don't have to have that. To me, that's if they think they have to have that. To me, I think that's the error.
I don't know that I probably asked you about this, and I try not to ask. I didn't ask Steve much about it yesterday. The Kaminga question. I'm so tired of it, to be honest. I said it reminded me of the Brandon Belt wars. How you get to litigate that every day on the radio. Is Brandon Belt good? Isn't he good? He's good because of this. He's not good because of this. Kaminga reminds me of that a little bit, where some people are very loyal. They really like him, think he should be playing more, thinks Steve has screwed him up, his development, all that. And then there are other people that say, look, he can only play one way. He can't play with this group. He'd be better off somewhere else, fit in better somewhere else. He'd probably be happier somewhere else. Where do you fall in all that?
Man, if I'm Kaminga, I'm on the first thing smoking.
So am I.
I'm out of here.
So am I.
I'm out of here. And in fairness to Kaminga, he didn't get what just about every rookie gets, is a runway to just go play.
Yeah.
Like he didn't get that. That's the struggle of getting drafted to a team that's trying to win a championship.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he gets, to me, it's his every right for him to go to a place that isn't playing for a championship, even if that means he'll appreciate what he had. Well, you know what I'm saying? Like, if he's got to go struggle with Brooklyn or wherever and be like, hey, now I understand that better. Like, from his career perspective, that's part of it. Jordan Poole now is probably like, there's a lot of stuff about that Warriors experience that I appreciate more now, being in a situation where we're not winning. But his career deserves it, just like every player deserves it. If I'm the Warriors, it's going to be tough, because if somebody offers this dude 35, 40 million, it's an easy call.
Yeah.
But it won't be an easy call. It's going to be, wait a second, this is actually kind of affordable, right? Like, are we sure you want to give up this affordable talent who could be for 10 years? To me, the only solution is they have to convince Kaminga that this is a 10-year plan. Like, if you just wait out the Steph Curry time, there's pasture for you on the other side, right? You got to convince him of that. He's got to buy into this, and they haven't been able to do it for 4 years.
I think he's done waiting.
Yeah,
he's waited long enough.
He's waited long enough.
Too long, as far as he's concerned.
Yeah.
And I agree with him. Like, at some point, you got to get on. You got to get on with your career, and sometimes it just doesn't work. Sometimes you can be talented, but the circumstances aren't right for you in that organization, and it's just, but here's the problem. Is that Joe loves him.
And out of all those picks, out of all that sacrifice they made, like, Kaminga's the last. You know what I'm saying? It's that last roll of the dice.
He's like, no, you can't have him. You can't have him.
Otherwise, it's a complete. You know what I'm saying?
Give him back to me.
Otherwise, it's complete.
Lulu. Oh yeah.
I am not kissing you, Lulu.
She's going in.
Hug you.
She's going in.
I know you want.
You can just set her down.
You want some of this black love. I know. I know you want this black love, but I am married, Lulu. I am married. Oh, Lulu, you are aggressive. Come on.
Oh man.
Let's go.
You know what she said? She goes, "Oh, those are bigger lips than normal. Let me get some of those."
Oh, you smell that ginger beer, huh?
Oh.
Let's go, Lulu. Relax.
Come on.
I got it.
Okay. I love the fact that
it's my cousin from another.
That Marcus has her because she's unrelenting. I mean, you know how they always talk about football players, like they got a motor.
Yeah,
like she's got that motor. She's like
muscles under here.
She's Nick Bosa. She just doesn't stop. She just goes.
Unless
she just goes.
Bowl,
line it up, go.
So
she's
Lulu,
like Aaron Donald. You double team me, I'm fighting through it. I'm good to go.
So Lulu ain't getting to the quarterback in the Super Bowl. Is that what you said?
Well, Lulu gets held too all the time.
Lulu's being held right now.
You gotta hold like you're doing right now. You stop holding Lulu. She's like, I'm gonna show you what a sack looks like.
I'm gonna show you.
No, except she's a girl.
Soft.
So
Lulu, you soft. It was very easy to corral you. Stop pumping my forearm. Soft Lulu. No, but I agree. I think Kaminga. I think it's time.
Yeah,
like he's done enough. He's waited enough. And this ain't. It's not even really a Kaminga question. It's not about Kaminga. It's about Steph Curry and Draymond.
Yeah, sure.
That's what it's about. It's about if he was somewhere else, he would be fine.
Yep.
But do you cater to Steph Curry and Draymond, or do you cater to Kaminga? Like
Steph Curry.
That's
and
an easy. It's an easy question, right?
Yep.
You got to be able to play with Steph, and he's not good enough to make that not the question anymore.
Yeah.
So he's good. He's great. I think he's going to be great somewhere. He's going to get you 20, 25 points a game. He's going to have a few seasons where he's averaging 25 points.
Yeah.
And it's going to look like, man, the Warriors could have used that. But he just can't do that with Steph and with Draymond.
Here's the question. Is it going to be 25 points on a 38-win team?
Probably.
Yep.
At least at first.
I mean, a lot of guys like that. Well, I shouldn't say a lot, but there's a number of guys like that in the league that people look at him and go, oh, that person's awesome. I'd love to have him. I go, how many wins they got? And I forgot who told me this. It was a vet back when I broke into the league. And he said, look, everybody scores 100. He goes, someone's got to get rebounds. Someone's got to score.
What was that? Is that me?
That was you.
Hey. Lulu, what you doing, man?
We got a very professional operation here. We both got our phones going off. And
it's silent. I don't know what that was. That's crazy.
Like, oh, goodness gracious.
What? I'm done.
But yeah, someone has to rebound.
Don't we try to? No.
Someone has to get.
No.
Okay, go ahead, Lulu.
No. Gonna try to give me them eyes. Like I'm about to do this all day.
No, she got.
I gave you
She's
some.
Like,
you got what you want.
I'm gonna lure you in.
At some point, you got to buy me dinner.
You know what she's saying right now? Time to mount up. Let's go. Oh no, we're not.
Lulu walked off like we supposed to be brothers.
No, we're not playing ball. Look, see, this is what she does. This is how she like.
Why she turn around and look at me like, hey, why you stop? What you doing? You about to just bully me like that? That's crazy.
I know, huh? That's rough. Okay, come on. Get back up here. Go lay down. Just there. Now lay down. She looks like Simba on the top of the rock. On the top of the rock, ready to go. What'd you think about Brock Purdy's contract? Seemed fair, didn't it?
Yeah, it does seem fair. It does seem crazy. Especially when you look, it's like it's Jared Goff money. Like, all right. I think Brock Purdy's a good quarterback. Like he's proven.
So do I.
And also, there's just not a lot of good quarterbacks either. Like we can't act like there's 30 good quarterbacks. So he's a top 10 quarterback. He should be getting top 10 money. It's very fair.
Yeah.
I don't. Especially like the way the deal is structured. It feels very team friendly. Yeah, I didn't mind it at all. My philosophy, if I was John Lynch, would be I want my quarterback on a rookie deal. So that's tough.
Yeah.
That now you gotta win, right? You have to win because you're spending $53 million on a quarterback.
Yeah.
So that makes it a little difficult. But also, if you don't win, you'll be in the mix because you got Brock Purdy. Like he's good enough to be in the mix. And oddly enough, they've been able to maintain a roster that looks decent, even though the quarterback just got a massive raise, right? Like he didn't go from like 10 to 50.
Yeah,
that dude was making like $12 and like
maybe
with a couple gift cards,
maybe
right? Like
a gift card.
He was making nothing compared to like what other quarterbacks make. So also, I do feel like he way outplayed his contract.
Yeah.
So like he earned that money. Now we'll just see if that if you can pay if he's a good enough quarterback to win you a championship while taking up so much of the cap space.
Like, here's the interesting part, and I looked this up. Bill Barnwell had it on his Twitter account.
So did you look it up, or did Bill Barnwell look it up?
Well, I looked up his account. Well, that's why I just gave him credit.
I mean,
I could have said I just
like
found it.
Crunching numbers, like you was in there, like,
no,
okay,
I wasn't.
All right.
Well, I was going to, and then I ran across that, and I go, oh, perfect. He did the work for me.
Excellent.
Why would I do it?
Facts.
I give him attribution. And because the one thing I really wanted to know was not the total value of the contract, not even the guaranteed money, which I kind of wanted to know all those things. I wanted to know what percentage of the salary cap did he take up on the day he signed. All the other quarterbacks were anywhere between 24% and 20,
like 8, right?
21.7. No, it's like 21.7 to 24.6 or whatever. And he was 19.
Yeah.
He was less than all those.
Lower too, right? When the cap goes up.
No, yeah, of course. Yeah. Of course. So while his guaranteed money is above, I think, only 3 or 4 of those guys, total values kind of in the middle, AAVs kind of in the middle. To me, it's all about percentage of the cap.
Yeah.
And when I look at 19% compared to all those guys, because for my money, Mahomes, Jackson, Allen, Burrow are the only guys that are clearly better out of the young guys or younger. I'd still take Stafford for a year or two because he's better, but he's in a different category. All the rest of the guys, Love, Hurts, Stroud, Daniels, Herbert, Goff, whoever, I'll put him in there with all those. And I can argue with you. If you like one over the other, that's cool. But he belongs in that group.
No question. Especially if you got some resources for him, right?
Yep.
You got McCaffrey, you got Kittle, you got Brandon Ayuk, hopefully healthy. I mean, the dude went to the Super Bowl and 2 NFC Championship games off the street. Like,
yeah, he did.
You could trust it. If he can do that, you could trust him to get better. You know, I just need him to step up his ice game now. You know, I need him to come. I need a Brock Purdy necklace. Like, I need him to be a starting quarterback. I need him to play the part, not that understated, humble Iowa guy. Nah, bro, you making 53 now, and you headed a 49ers. Ain't no more t-shirts and bomber jackets. It's
t-shirts and bomber jackets, baby.
Fitted, baby.
No ice.
It's fitted. I mean, even if it's got to be something Gucci, something like
you're not even a jewelry guy.
I'm not making $53 million. You give me $53 million, I'm gonna look like Buddy Hield out here. I'm gonna have 8 of them things on. Like
Buddy Hield.
It's all gonna be from Amazon, but I'm doing it. Like,
you think Buddy's going to Zales?
No, Buddy's doing it for real. But if it were me, I'm going to Amazon. If you make $50 million, I was listening to Tyrese talk about this. He got on all this ice. He's like, man, this Amazon $30. He was like, everybody think it's real, so why would I pay full price? Like,
that's a good point.
Yeah, it's the people who don't have the money who you looking at. Man, that ain't real. Now you gotta show it. Like, hold on, feel this. If you make it $53 million, you're gonna assume it's real. So I'm buying the fake stuff.
How much is how much do you think jewelry is? I wear it because I like it, or I wear it because I think other people like it.
99.7%.
Other people like
it?
Yes. Yeah.
No question.
Dude, I don't wear it. I've never worn jewelry my entire life. And in fact, my wife will bring up occasionally, like, where's my wedding ring?
You know what's crazy?
I haven't worn a wedding ring.
Yeah, I got the rubber one. I've lost my ring.
Where'd you get that at? Cracker Jack?
Amazon. Just order
how much? I should get one of those.
$20.
Okay.
$20. I lost 2 tungsten rings, and I'm like, why am I buying a third one? Jewelry is irritating as hell.
Yes.
Like, it is a sacrifice to wear it. You got to be stunting. I ain't never felt a necklace, a ring, or a watch where I'm like, this feels great on me. Like, no,
I'm with you.
You know what I'm saying? To me, it's cumbersome. So I'm not. Yeah, I got my rubber ring, and that's it.
My dad has all my watches. Like all my.
I got watches. I wear them when I'm dressed up. I'll put a watch on. But other than that, it's just you don't. Wait, Lulu, are you snoring over
here? Yeah.
Lulu, get it in. I think Lulu might have got one off of my lap. I put Lulu to sleep.
That's why she was snuggling. She was snuggling up next to you.
I'm so sorry. Can I apologize to my wife? I did not know. I did not know that was happening.
You didn't see her go over there for a cig?
I didn't know that was happening. I feel like I just cheated on my wife.
Can you do it if you don't know?
I don't know. We should go find out. All I know is Lulu was over here humping my leg, looked at me crazy when I stopped, and now you knocked out.
She's feeling pretty satisfied right now. She's feeling pretty happy. Feeling pretty happy with herself. Oh,
hey, Lulu, once you go black, baby.
She goes, "What are you talking about? I am black."
I love that. I love.
She goes, "Are you kidding me? I'm black.
No, for
I'm blacker than Tiger Woods.
Blacker than me, exactly.
Look at her.
Right.
I mean, she got the black paws and everything.
That 23 and me came back.
No,
Africa.
Absolutely. You kidding me? She's a hooper too. I was like, oh, there you go.
I do think 99% of it is
show.
This show. You know who actually I think probably is closer to 90? Steph. Steph's jewelry always have some meaning to it.
Does it?
Like, what is this? And he's like, oh, this is, it's like names and symbols and it's always very simple. If I did it, I would do it like Steph. Just not 8 necklaces, just one. But I mean, the things are icy though. Don't get it twisted.
They don't seem like, I'm trying to remember because Klay didn't wear jewelry, did he? Yeah, Klay didn't wear jewelry. Draymond wears a little bit, but not a lot, does he?
Yeah, he can stun a little bit, but he ain't going crazy.
Yeah, they're not.
He's a watch guy.
They're not a big jewelry team.
No,
like guys that walk in there and they're just dripping with.
Because they're old. They done been to the clubs. They done all that stuff. They're already established. You're not gonna prove anything.
Yeah.
With a few necklaces, you know what I'm saying? Like when your name could get you in there, you ain't
not a huge tat team either.
No, not a huge tat team.
Best tat team I ever saw. Remember the old Nuggets? Kenyon Martin, Allen Iverson. I'm not sure if Birdman Anderson was on that team. It might have been a little bit later. J.R. Smith. I mean, that team was tatted up. They must have got a team discount. I went to the same dude in Denver because they were just killing it with the tats.
Was Andre Miller on that team? Like, who was the no tat? Who's the
no tat team? I don't remember Andre Miller with tats.
No, that's what I'm saying. Andre Miller, king of the no tat team.
Yeah. Andre Miller was on that team. Yeah.
I remember him decidedly standing out for not having tats. Like on that team, he didn't have tats.
And not being athletic and just killing people.
Just very opposite of that. Yeah.
Just killing people. He was Wilson Chandler. Yeah. I think Wilson might even have the neck tats. Yeah, the neck tats are aggressive. Like the neck tats scare me, and the teardrop tattoo.
The head. If you got the tattoos on the head, that's automatic. Like you were affiliated with something I don't want to be affiliated with.
Yeah, no, I'm going to the other side of the street for that one.
So you got. If I see them all on the head, nah.
But the neck one. Just aggressive, like it's just.
I don't know. Kenyon Martin had like the lips.
I think he got those removed.
Yeah, he had what was it, like his grandmother or mother or something? Like
whatever it is, it's weird.
But it was like
I wouldn't tell him that.
It wasn't hard. It was more like, oh, okay, this is an homage.
But
to
it
somebody.
Seemed hard. It seemed scary.
Yeah.
Somebody who had lips tattooed on his neck.
You got to be tough as nails to get some red lips tattooed on your neck. Like you ain't fooling with that dude. Like
no, hell no, I ain't fooling. I ain't fooling with anybody that's a neck tattoo. That's just it. Neck tattoo or teardrops? I ain't messing with you.
Yeah, no, teardrops is all bad. Head. I don't do head tattoos.
Good to go. And then you got the people that do the eyes and make their eyes kind of like snake eyes. It's a freaky thing, and then split their tongue, so they have like a snake tongue. It's like these people want to be like different animals. Like being human isn't good enough for them. Like you're at the top of the fucking food chain. Let's fucking knock myself down like 5 pegs and be a snake. This is a very
anti-human era.
Hey, let's be a snake. Fantastic. I'm a snake now.
No, this is very anti-human era. Like humans taking L's now. Yeah, we're probably like 3rd on the chain.
No, we're always number 1.
Number 1, like
who's number 1 then?
No, I'm talking about like from desire standpoint. I think most people would rather be Lulu.
Think that right now they would.
Most people dogs top of the chain. Like desire. If there was like a ranking of species, dogs would win.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind being like I've thought about this. Would it be cool being a lion? Yeah, it'd be cool being a lion. But you got to hunt every fucking day to eat. Like, you literally can't go to the store. There's no Safeways out in the savannah. You like got to get out there, find an antelope, pick out an antelope, get all your ladies to go out there and hunt. You know, that's always always a complication.
Give me I'm a dinosaur herbivore.
Would you gonna fucking pick animals that don't even exist anymore?
Facts.
Well, cool. I'll be a T-Rex then.
Nah, they don't want T-Rex. Same problem. It's the same problem as the lion. You just said you didn't want to be a lion. Now you got a T-Rex.
Well, if I'm a T-Rex, I'm feeling pretty good about my odds to eat daily if I want.
No, everybody's like used to running from you. That's why T-Rex always hella hungry. You ever see them? You ain't never seen T-Rex full because food is scarce for everybody running.
Well, I haven't seen them because they don't exist.
I'm talking about,
but I played against one. I played against Kevin Willis.
I
got the T-Rex. Yeah, the T-Rex. He was yoked though. He was a handful.
Now it's Desmond Bain.
He was
Desmond Bain got the T-Rex.
Yeah, exactly. Pop that jumper.
Yeah, give me a nice herbivore. Food is aplenty.
No, I don't want to be eating either. I don't want to be in the food chain. I want to be on top of it. I don't want to have to worry about getting eaten every day. Like, that's worse than having to worry about eating. Like, worrying. Can you imagine every day you have to go out and you got to be looking over your shoulder thinking if I mess up one time, I'm dead.
Sounds like my childhood in East Oakland.
Like, yeah, but they weren't going to.
The crack epidemic was crazy. I'm telling you. You were here, you know.
They weren't going to eat you. I don't think anyway.
You were here, you know. You remember? You made them trips to the Coliseum.
I was that was as far east as I went. Then
There's no way Chris Gatlin didn't have you at a house party. That was all bad.
It was back around. Everybody lived in Alameda. I would say the furthest I went east was probably, and it might have been a little further east than the Coliseum, was at Hofbrau on Hagenberger. Yeah, that closed up about 10, 20 years. I don't know. But the Hofbrau was sweet.
Hofbrau lasted a while, though.
We go over there after practice, grab that Hofbrau food, whatever the hell that was.
You mean to tell me they never took you to an East Oakland party?
No.
Nowhere crazy? You ain't
no.
You ain't go to the barbershop?
Hell no.
Man, you missed out.
No.
You ain't lived until you almost got stabbed at a party.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm going to take my chances. That wasn't my type of vibe. Yeah, I got to be honest. That wasn't me.
You never met a Lulu that was worth getting stabbed for? Come on, man.
No.
They didn't do you right.
I did go to
I was hanging with Jeff Grayer and them. Like,
Jeff Grayer. I did go to a club, though, with it was funny. It was me and Sharunas in Chicago. And I think we went, I don't know if Mully probably wasn't there. Timmy, Mitch, I think Rod was there. And went to an all-black club. And I got asked
Sharunas, I could definitely see going.
I got asked 3 times while I was in the club. Yo, man, you got any dope you want to sell me? I'm like, yo, fucking, I ain't that guy, okay? Just because I'm one of 2 white guys in the club doesn't mean I'm dealing.
You look like you had the good stuff, too.
It doesn't mean I'm dealing. Like, what are you talking about?
I am so glad.
I was like, thanks for bringing me to this fucking club. You guys,
I'm so glad you
doing
did
there?
Because the moment you said, yeah, you was getting robbed. I got you what you need. You was not making it out that club.
I felt like I was in 48 Hours with Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, it was easy to spot, too. Hey.
I was like, oh, he's 6'8". Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah, I had the suit on. We went and we dressed up and everything.
Of course you did.
So, yeah.
Of course you did. Yeah, you look like you had the coat.
Yeah, I was like, nah, I'm good. I was like, excuse me, what?
Yeah, that good stuff.
I was like, what?
Excuse me?
Now, when I was here, I didn't go. No, I pretty much stayed in Alameda the whole time. Me and, Jim Peterson and a couple of my buddies lived up here. And we just sit in the house, drink beer, play Madden. But I didn't go to any.
You didn't hang with Madden?
I never met John Madden. Never met him. I mean, that's a shame that I lived here that long and never. Oh, I mean, I met him, but I didn't meet him when I was playing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't even think of maybe the only parties I went to Moraga, but not East Oakland. No, I had no idea what East Oakland. I knew what it was, but here's what I knew about East Oakland.
Don't go.
Don't fucking go. Yeah. Just stay out. Why would I go?
Because, man, it was worth it. If you could risk your life for it, it was worth it. Think about how great it was that people were willing to risk their lives. Actually, no, it wasn't. It was awful.
Yeah. What I really wanted to do is go pick up a 6-pack of beer from a liquor store that had bars on it. Yes. That was fucking my idea of fun on a Friday night.
I mean, it's like the black version of like,
and give me a lotto ticket too.
Bungee cord jumping. Like it's the adrenaline rush of jumping out of a plane. Yeah. Right? Like
I don't need that. I don't need that.
You skydive. You go to the wrong liquor store. Everybody's looking for a thrill.
Now the one advantage that I did have was that brothers love basketball.
Oh yeah.
So they would recognize me. So
they
knew who I was. The only problem is if I had a fucking shitty game last game, who knows how that was going to go down for me. But usually I felt like nothing bad's going to happen. I should be okay because they watch the Warriors and they know that I played enough at the time. They know
you had a good rep. I remember that you had a good rep.
So it was okay.
People.
I still said I'm good.
Especially because, like, y'all sucked. So
we didn't suck.
Okay.
We were right around 500.
Yeah. What? But, like, you appreciated the player. Like, to find a player who was good, like a good player, like, I like that. Because that was Warriors basketball. It was finding that gem. It wasn't like...
He had a bunch of gems, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Timmy,
no,
Chris.
Those were, like, bona fide stars, right? But,
yeah.
Like, it was like
you mean like an undercover?
Yeah,
like a
we love those guys.
Yeah,
man. You were one of those guys. Like nobody would expect you to be as good as you were. So we ended up like you were one of the people. Keith, Mr. Jennings, like
Mr. Jennings,
those types. Yeah,
Earl Boykins.
Earl Boykins. That was Warriors basketball. Like as a fan, you were like, I'm riding with this guy who probably shouldn't be here, but this is my guy, right? Like so. You had a lot of clout. I remember that. I remember. You just didn't hear white guys a lot, but there was a lot of mullet on the playground.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of mullet. A lot of people shoot double mullet. We literally used to shoot with our left hand because of mullet.
Really?
Like, we would literally – I could shoot my left hand now because I couldn't – like, you were Jordan, but I couldn't dunk. So it was like, I'm coming out here with the left. We would practice our left hand and shoot jumpers so you could say, mullet, when you shot it. Like, no – only white dude in the hood, I think, probably. Maybe a Bird in Dorchester. Maybe Dorchester. Maybe New Edition and them was shouting out Bird.
New Edition. Bell bit to Bo. Don't forget Ronnie. How many kids on the playground were doing the killer crossover or trying to do the killer crossover?
Everybody.
Yeah.
The killer crossover and the Jordan reverse layup.
Oh, yeah. I tried that.
Everybody. That was the thing. Breakaway layup, you by yourself.
Yeah. I used to do the Dr. J one. We did the swoop underneath the bucket around Mark Landsberger and then lay it up. And you thought it was close. It wasn't close. You didn't hang in the air like that. You kind of convinced yourself you did because we had a little overhang on the garage where the bucket is that I could go under the overhang and kind of swoop and make it until one time we had the old garage door. Everybody had the old garage door. We actually had to pick it up. It was electric. And I clipped my foot on that going under. And I was like, whoop. And then it was like, whap, right on the pavement, just face first on the driveway. And I just said, okay, you're not Doc.
No,
stop.
You're not Doc.
You're not that cool. You don't look that good.
I'm glad I learned that lesson early. I used to try that killer crossover, boy. It just looks so simple. It's so hard. Just wow. It was so quick. I could never get it.
Now you this one will surprise you because there was a move I used to try to emulate back in. I was probably in high school at the time, maybe a sophomore, and my buddy had a basket in his backyard, and it would be like little crossover right to left side of the hoop, kind of running away and bank it in. And it was Dwayne Pearl Washington.
Oh, wow.
He used to do that shot. I always loved that shot because I loved Big East basketball and Big Mondays back then. And Pearl Washington was the man. He was like incredible. So I always worked on that shot. I don't think I shot it once in the NBA. I think it got left in the backyard. Like I never used it.
Man, you could have hit a game winner with that one. They'd be like, how'd you do that? Then you could have told the story.
It would have been a great story.
It would have been a great story.
I never got a chance to use it.
You should.
Closest I ever got was a game tying shot. Tied a game with a 3 at the buzzer, and then we went on to win in overtime against Sacramento. Nelly put me in the game at the end. I wasn't even in the game. He goes, I just want you to go in, stand in the corner. Shrunit's going to get the ball, go left, He goes, "They'll come off you." Rooney pitch it over to Tommy in the corner, and I go, "Okay, whatever." I go, "I've been in the game."
Cold, huh?
Yeah, I ain't expecting much. Went in there, popped it, and I don't know if I came and sat back on the bench for overtime. I just came in for like 1/3 of an inning. Lefty, get one guy out, and then come back, and you're good to go. But that was the only time I had a chance to win a game in New York on a 3. We're down 2, shot a 3-pointer and missed it. And that's when Steve Kerr was on the team in Orlando. He goes, "Dude, I was going to go 69 Mets if you hit that shot. We're going to be jumping and mobbing you." I go, "Yeah, it never happened."
Never happened.
Never happened. So let me ask you this, a couple questions before we let you run. Now we got Michael Myers here.
Yes.
You see. Favorite scary movie of all time?
Roots.
God damn. God. I did not watch right into that. Didn't see that one coming. Didn't see that one coming.
I'm gonna go with Freddy Krueger. I'll go with Freddy Krueger.
Oh my God.
Freddy Krueger was absolutely terrifying when I was a kid. Like, did not want to go to sleep. Like, terrified to go to sleep because the dreams thing was a different animal.
Yeah.
Like, you could fight everybody else. You could fight Texas Chainsaw. I could fight. Like, I could find a gun. I could do something. What the hell are you gonna do in your dreams? Like, Freddy was coming in your dreams. I just could not wrap my mind around that. That was terrifying.
It was scary early on. I liked the ones later on, but it became less scary when he was funnier. Right? I mean,
I don't think I watched.
It's like I got fucking Ricky Gervais out there fucking trying to cut me out. It's like we got a comedian out here. Oh, you're funny now?
The one-liners, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like Freddy Krueger became a stand-up. He was like working fucking Lulu at the Improv. It was killing me.
That's a great point.
Oh my
That's
God.
a great point, yeah.
I mean, this was the first one that got me, the Halloween, because it was the music that just set the mood, and it's like, oh God, that is creepy. That man, you just you knew he was coming, like around the corner. Where is he? And it just, that one freaked me out. I think I was probably 13, 14. And that one,
I was too much of a, I don't know. I'm a very cynical person. So scary movies never really work because they just aren't believable. So they're more irritating than they are.
Yeah.
Like, that would never happen. I'm more like that guy. Like, this is dumb. Like, okay, now they're going to jump out. Boo. Like, or here's the black guy dying at the beginning, or here's the white girl going to fall, right? Like, it just, they're all kind of like, especially, the earlier ones, they were so cheesy. Like Jason never died to me. It's like, okay, the dude's in the water, underwater with a hockey mask on for like 8 minutes. Why is he not dead? Yeah. Like, I was that type of person who's like, this doesn't make any sense. So once I got out of the phase of being terrified, scary movies just always felt dumb to me. Or they're walking and you're running. How are you catching up?
You're not.
Like, so I was that guy. Like, that doesn't make sense. That's stupid.
Yeah.
To me now, I can't even watch fantasy. My wife hates it because I'm sitting there like, that doesn't make sense. Nobody can do that. And she's like into it, and I'm like, nope. It needs to be believable to me in order for me.
That's the whole point of fantasy is it doesn't exist.
Exactly, which is why
you can't wrap your head around that one.
No, it just, I mean, I get the
even though the whole premise is this doesn't exist.
As a writer, I'm more into the storytelling arc now. I can think of it that way, but otherwise, it's like, I don't know. I feel like I'd beat the dog crap out of Gollum and it's over. Like, this is not a real thing to me. Like, like Frodo just jumped this dude. Like, what are you talking about? Like, like, why is Gollum such a problem? The dude has no clothes on and he can't even walk. Like,
well, he got the loincloth.
Yeah, it's like, get out of here, man. I'm what? I'm about to be tormented by this little sucker. Like,
well, I think he liked him. I think Sam's the one that wanted to kill him, right? Because Sam kind of saw him for what he was.
Yes.
And what was his name? Elijah Wood. He was. What was that? Frodo. Yeah, Frodo. Yeah. Frodo was the guy that was like kind of. He wanted to keep him. Then he didn't like him. Then he did like him. Then he's like, okay, keep him. And he kind of sided with him over Sam. And if I was Sam, I would have picked up a rock and just smashed that dude's head.
If I'm Sam, I'm out on Frodo. I'm not going through that with you. Like,
I'm out. I'm going back to the Shire.
Yeah, like,
pal.
what are we doing, man? We were chilling. I'm not about to go on this journey across the Middle Earth with you.
Fuck y'all.
My wife is big into Lord of the Rings, so I've seen them all multiple times. And every time, it's like, I understand the storyline of Samwise being his great friend, but Frodo need to get chin checked because he's a terrible friend. Like, Frodo would have got jawed 100 times by everybody you know. Like,
he would have. He definitely would have. It was like a little punk.
Yeah, like everybody dying for Frodo. Like, nah, man, get out of here.
Yeah. No, I would have been happy if he would have just taken the ring and jumped in the lava himself.
Yes.
And killed himself and the ring. That'd have been a more satisfying ending for me.
Yeah, get out of here.
And then Sam, what's his name? The actor. Austin. Something Austin. Because he was in Rudy.
Yeah. I can't. What's his name? Samwise something.
Sean Astin Green. No, not Sean Astin Green. It's
you're close.
Anyway.
I feel like you're close.
Yeah, I'm right around it. I was the only guy in the theater when I saw Rudy that I was hoping Rudy break his leg at the end. I hated. I was like, man, what? Sean Astin. Okay, I was like, man, I hope on this onside kick somebody snaps his femur.
That's literally what would happen.
Because I was like, damn, he's gonna get. Oh, everybody loves him. Oh, we're laying the jerseys now down for him. And that's probably part of my hatred for Notre Dame. Like, if it's Notre Dame, I'm like, F Notre Dame. Done with Notre Dame. I'm not a Notre Dame guy.
I'm not a Notre Dame guy either.
Yeah.
I was a big Miami guy back when I was.
So was I.
So I did
the
not
fatigues.
like Notre Dame. Oh, man,
absolutely.
I like Notre Dame.
I love when they played Notre Dame. You don't get that anymore.
Nope.
You do not get that anymore. Like, sports are so different now. I don't know what it is, but you'll never get another convicts versus Catholics.
Everything on social media is fine.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Everything.
I was gonna a couple things I wanted to ask you before you get out of here that I've asked my guests. What's the one meal your mom cooked that you couldn't wait to get to the dinner table for?
That's a tough one because I didn't really grow up with my mom, but I'll put a mom.
Okay, what's the one meal that somebody cooked?
I'm gonna go with. This is gonna sound crazy because as I got older, it was awful. But meat pie. My grandmother used to make a meat pie that I used to love. And then I got older and ate. I think I came back from college and she used to make me a meat pie on my birthday. And I came back and she made me a meat pie and it was like the worst thing I ever had. It was disgusting. And I had to eat that thing like it was good. But it was just like, it was basically like a dry stew in a pastry. Like it's like roast beef and, peas. It's like a stew, but less runny and it's in like a puff pastry.
Okay.
So, yeah, it was like cube steak. You know that tough steak?
Yeah.
It was like, I don't know. Maybe I felt like either meat pie was terrible and I was just a kid who didn't know any better, or her meat pie game fell off tough. Because by the time I got the next thing, I was like, what the hell is
her meat pie game? Oh, my God.
It was bad.
What did she make that you didn't want to come to the dinner table for?
Oh, she would always make us eat liver.
Oh, like the Liver King. I saw the Liver King on Netflix.
Liver was a regular part. She had a rotation.
Yeah,
and liver was a regular part of it.
Oh, that's rough.
There was nothing you could.
So weekly liver?
It was like every 2 weeks or something like that. Be liver.
Damn.
And me and my sister would do everything. I mean, we would like drench that thing in mayonnaise and ketchup and all kind. Would do everything you could to get rid of. No matter what happened, you was tasting that liver and it was terrible, and you had to eat it. And I threw that thing away so many times. Like, so many times I had to randomly use the bathroom. Like, yeah, it was, I hated liver. It was terrible. I will never eat it because of that.
Yeah.
Foie gras, I don't care what it is. You fancy it up if you want to. If it's liver, I'm not eating it.
Yeah, we never had liver growing up. Favorite
My
athlete?
dad was cream corn, by the way. I couldn't stand that.
Yeah, I didn't like cream corn.
Cream corn out of a can was
it
was like eating Martian brains.
It's like, what, can't we just have corn?
My daddy used to love this stuff. And my sister would eat it and she would like it, and she was the favorite. She was the girl. And here I am causing the problem because I didn't want to eat that cream corn. Corn don't belong in cream anyway. I still can't eat corn because of it.
Really? Just regular corn? Corn on the cob?
I like corn.
Wow.
Nope, it's trauma, and I've never been to therapy for it. So
you should go.
Like, no, I'm not going for cream corn. Like,
Why?
I'm gonna go for something real. You know what? Because I don't have to eat cream corn. I just decide to avoid it.
Maybe cream corn is the genesis of other issues. You solve your cream corn issue, you're good to go.
No, I don't want to solve it. I need an issue.
Okay, you need an issue.
Yeah, I like having beef with stuff. Yeah.
Favorite athlete growing up?
Okay, there's two. Like when I was younger, it was Jerry Rice. I was a big Jerry Rice guy. But like when I got to be about 13 or 14, especially like high school and college, like I was a massive Allen Iverson fan. Huge. He was the coolest guy in the world. It was the first time I had seen anybody who looked like they were from my neighborhood to make it, right? And he's out there with his chains, his ice on. It was fascinating to me that they really let this dude in. So it felt like we could make it. Like Allen Iverson was. I watched every game I could with Allen Iverson. I was a massive Iverson fan just because that dude was the ghettoest dude I ever seen on TV. Yeah. He was like unapologetically him. He was my favorite. I mean, obviously Jordan. I love Jordan, but Iverson was far more like an emotional connection. Like I wanted him to make it. I was behind Iverson. I would fight you about Iverson. Yeah, he was easy.
Pound for pound, maybe the toughest basketball player I've ever seen.
Yes, and then he went to jail. Like that's crazy. I don't know nobody who went to jail and then made it. Like that was it once you went to jail.
That bowling alley.
Yeah, right. That whole thing. But yeah, I love me some Allen Iverson. And I wasn't even like that. Like I didn't have tats and all that. I wasn't like that. But like that was our neighbor. Like I knew so many people like that. And from that age, you had to be different. You couldn't be like that.
Yeah.
It was like clean up, people telling you pull your pants up and put the suit on, and like you had to like conform in order to make it. So I was much more of the conforming. Like I was like, let me listen to these people so I can make it. So to watch this dude make it by not listening was fascinating to me. I was like, wow, he doesn't really have to. He's just not going to put a suit on, huh? Okay. Okay.
Talent tolerance.
Right? Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The more talent you have, the more tolerance.
He definitely taught me that. Like, okay, so if you're good enough,
that's exactly it. And it doesn't matter what profession.
Don't matter.
If you're worth something, they'll keep you around.
They will. Until you're no longer worth it.
They will bend the rules for you. I'm assuming Steph's probably the easiest athlete you've ever worked with, as far as like, someone of note.
Jamal Crawford is the easiest.
Okay.
Yeah, Jamal Crawford is the easiest. He was, man, that dude was like a guy from next door. I've never met an athlete more not like an NBA player than Jamal Crawford.
Really?
Like, it was crazy. Like, he is the most down-to-earth athlete I've ever met. Like, it's insane. But, like, the scale of Steph, right, is more jarring because you can forget how big Steph is. Like, you can forget. I have to remind myself sometimes. Like, this dude is it's a global icon.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because he's just like, he's Steph. It's so wild. Sometimes he's just Steph because I've known him for so long, and then other people remind me that he's Steph, right? Or like, it's just wild. Like if you call Steph and he calls you back, it will just be regular. Like, but then other people will be like, oh my God, he's calling me back. And then I have to remember, like, this dude is like one of the most famous people in the world. And for him to make you feel like he's regular when he's not is, to me, a greater feat. You know what I'm saying? So that's the most impressive thing. He, I don't know. I would be a different person if I were him. Like, you'd have to go through 18 secretaries to get to me. Like, you'd have to pay for a membership fee. I'd be having, you got a black card, all this. It'd be like when he was like, hey, leave me alone this summer. I'm like, all right, I got you. I feel like that was to me directly. Yeah. Like, hey man, don't be calling me this summer. But like, that dude it's insane how he has this ability to make people feel like they're his friend. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like it's crazy. Steph, the only reason my daughter likes me is because of Steph. Because she didn't know I was cool until she doesn't care at all.
Yeah.
Right. And then she goes to school and hear people talk about Steph, and she's like, "Yeah, I know Steph," and they didn't believe her. They were like, "You don't know no Steph."
That's currency right
and
there.
Then she started seeing it. She was like, "Oh, wait a second. My dad is, oh, no." I'm like, "Oh, yeah, now." So the food and lodging didn't do it for you, but
the food and lodging didn't do it.
Yeah, the 17 years of love didn't convince you, but.
All right, most difficult athlete to work with.
Oh, that's a tough one. It's hard not to say Monte because he was the star that like didn't really get. I'm going Klay.
Klay?
I'm going Klay.
He was difficult, huh?
Klay just wasn't available.
Yeah.
He wasn't accessible. Like in the way, the problem with Klay is he's so likable, but he's so distant.
Yeah.
And it's a tough thing to manage, right? Like, whereas Monte was just like, I don't like none of y'all, so stay away from me. It was kind of clear. You know what I'm saying?
I don't like none of y'all.
Klay's a very likable guy, like can be really personal, but also like Klay's one of them guys, if you like, you ask for his phone number, like it's probably like asking Rihanna for her phone number. You know what I'm saying? Like you about to take an L. Like you know what I'm saying? But Klay's such a nice guy, and it's like you would think like it's all good because Klay's, Klay's so likable and he's so cool and he's chill. But then also it's like, yeah, I'm not calling you back ever, right? So it's kind of like he's just been like over this time period, he's the most difficult to get a grapple on. But it's not just like me; it's all of them. Like he's the hardest for them, like it's not, hey, let's meet up. Klay's gonna be the problem. Like so that's the most difficult part because you don't not like him. Yeah. Right. You like him and you would like to get this kind of bond that you can get with the rest of them, but Klay just ain't. Klay not, Klay not, and the thing I respect about Klay, it's for everybody. Because he's not like picking Klay, like I'm the same dude for everybody. And I can always respect that, right? There's nobody who's out here like getting something from Klay that somebody else isn't. He's the same for everybody. So that's what makes it difficult. Monte was just like, you ain't like it's pulling teeth talking to him. Yeah. Especially because of what happened with the moped and all that. Like it just wasn't harmony there. It was always like tension. Yeah. Whereas Klay is like, man, I really want to get to know Klay, but it's like this hot girl that you don't have a shot. The head cheerleader. Yeah. Like I just didn't have a shot. It was over. I needed to go to find the architect girl.
Go find the architect girl. All right, last one. What's the most trouble you got in as a kid? What'd you do? And what punishment did you receive because of it?
So this is actual trouble I got into.
Yep.
Because I've been in trouble for stuff I didn't do, which was I've been like cuffed and guns drawn on me, and I was like, I ain't do nothing.
Really?
Which was crazy. So that was the most terrifying.
Okay.
But
yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, I changed my grade and I got in trouble. Because I got a D in a class and I had great grades. And I got a D in a class and I didn't know how to tell my dad. So this was back in the day. So I just meticulously made that D into a B, and I showed him when he had a few in him. So I got caught because my other uncle, who was drinking with my dad, was clearly one of them dudes who get more perceptive when he drunk. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So they drinking, and my dad is bragging about my report card, all A's and a B. He's bragging about it. He's like, look at here. He's like, there ain't no B. He changed. I'm like, how the hell he figured this out? And so my dad comes, like, did you change this? And then, of course, I didn't know then that I probably could have won if I would have stuck with it. Yeah. But I was on that whole, remember the whole Latter-day Saints commercials about telling lies? Remember, like, oh, yeah. I was all into that era. Yeah. Like, I told the truth. So he comes to me. He's like, yeah, Daddy, I did it. So I got two things. Number one, I got the last spanking of my life. And my dad did not. I was like 13. Okay. And my dad did not like spanking me. Like, he did not want to spank me. I could tell he did not want to do it, but he felt like he had to. And I remember thinking, like, you don't have to do this. Yeah. So I was last spanking.
It's gonna hurt me more.
And he was like, I'll never spank you again. You way too old to be getting spankings. Like, this is insane. Do what you're supposed to do. And then I wasn't able to go to this house party that we had been waiting on. And there was this one girl who promised me that I could slow dance with her and hold her booty. So
damn.
This was a big house party, bro.
This was like massive.
Yeah, I couldn't go to the party. So I sneak out of the house and go to the party. Because my friends came and it was like, bro, she's asking for you. You can't miss this party. Right? Like they come because we had this backyard and you could come over the fence of a neighbor, come to the back window, like, come on. And like, what's your dad doing? Everybody knew my dad was kicking it, right? So like, man, your daddy, you probably drinking, sneak out. So I threw a fit on, climb out the window, go to the party. And then, we playing it cool, right? So it's like, I can't just go up like, hey, can I get that dance? So now it's like, I'm being cool about it, buying time or whatever, waiting for it. Because Keith Sweat, Make It Last Forever was the song.
Okay.
That was the song. And so finally, I'm just being, I'm doing a thing at the party. Soon, like maybe an hour in, my friends coming to me was like, hey, you got to go now. It was like, your daddy is here. My daddy's in there with the other parents playing dominoes. Like, so I break out the house. I'm running home. Keep in mind, I got on my good clothes. I ain't supposed to wear my school clothes outside. Get home, hop in the bed. It was like, dang it, man, I didn't get my dance, whatever. So I'm gonna climb through the back window, get my dad. Like 20 minutes later, my dad come knock on the door. It's like, man, get back to the party. It's like, what you talking about? Man, I know you. Said, get back to the party. I was like, what? I wasn't getting back to the party. I was like, all right. I put my fit on, went back to the party, and grabbed me some booty.
So happy ending.
Oh, yeah, happy ending.
Oh, man.
Yeah. I was bad. Shoot, until that part happened, it was treacherous. I got spanked and I was missing the party. Like, I got spanked at 13. And I hadn't been spanked since like 7. It was traumatizing.
Yeah, I got spanked.
I was like, how you spanking me? I'm like grown. Like, it didn't even hurt. It was the principle.
Should have told my dad that. Should have told my dad. I tried to fight it one time.
That's what I tried. I grabbed the belt. He was like, let go of his belt.
Dad, biggest mistake I ever made is laughing at my mom when she spanked me because it was like no big deal. And she goes, "Oh, you laughing? All right, I'll just tell your dad." I was like, "What a dumbass!"
How old were you? That's a massive mistake.
Probably 12.
Oh yeah,
13. Yeah, it was super dumb. I was like, "Just wear it, like act like it."
Yes,
and I didn't.
That's how it was when my grandma spanked me. It was like, this little feeble lady. Ow, oh no, grandma.
Bro, not just at home. I took a spanking in high school voluntarily. My senior year, I was 16.
Wow.
I took one of those big, thick ass paddles with the holes in them, where the wind would just go
from the who? The teacher?
Vice principal.
That's crazy.
Mr. Quarles.
Yeah, that's a different era.
He got me.
Mr.
5
Quarles
of them.
Went to jail.
Well, it was 5. It was 5 paddles or stay after school 5 days for an hour. I'm like, give me the paddles. I ain't staying after school. I go paddles
all day.
And so he spanked me, hurt like hell, and he goes, "How you think we're gonna do Friday? Think we'll be Mayfair?"
Yeah, exactly. He was praying you took them paddles. I'm like Denzel and Glory. I'm taking mine.
All right, brother. I know you got to run. I really appreciate you coming out.
Absolutely.
That was fun.
I should have brought a Benadryl because Lulu was all on me.
She was all on you. Next time I'll get you bigger cans of ginger beer. I'm better. And I know that I don't know if the green tea was working for you.
No, it was good.
Was it good?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just green tea. I didn't put anything in there.
You don't need nothing in tea?
You don't?
Oh,
I drink iced tea.
Just hot water and tea. You drink sweet tea or regular tea?
Straight, just with lemon. Although sweet tea, I used to get that when I used to go back to Alabama because that's where my dad's from. Sweet tea was the best. I mean, it was probably like 5,000 calories a glass.
One of the worst things I found in Atlanta was sweet tea.
Right? You just dump sugar in the tea, put lemon in it, and then just set it out in the sun.
Yep.
And that's it. And then they fried everything. Everything was fried. Yep. Fried okra.
I had my first fried Snicker in Georgia.
Did you?
Yeah. Fried Snicker. I was like, this is the dumbest thing ever. And then I bit it. I was like, wow, that's incredible.
Well, of course it is. It's fried.
I didn't know that.
Fry
then,
a shoe.
Yeah.
You'd be like, "Oh, this Converse is fucking incredible."
Yeah, fried
this is really...
Snicker, fried Oreo. Sounded stupid, but they were like, "You got to try it," and it was incredible.
Yeah, we had everything fried. And my first catfish down in Alabama, chicken fried steak down in Alabama. It was just, all this stuff that we never had here, and yeah, it was good. But of course it was good. I ate a plate of food. It was probably like 18,000 calories for that plate of food. You kidding me?
You fry it or just drench it in butter. It's got to be good.
Oh, it was incredible.
That's the one thing I learned about France. They just drench everything in butter. Like, shut up.
You're good to go. It's like, it's not even that good.
Yeah, exactly.
Just put in butter.
Just put in butter and
think we're
sugar.
Good. They think we're good cooks. We just
man, get out of here, man.
We just throw butter
you
on
got to
it.
have a French steak. Man, that's just butter. Shut up.
Man. All right, brother. I appreciate it.
Absolutely, anytime.
Thanks. Yeah, I'd love to do it. Love to do it again sometime, maybe around football season or who knows. That's one thing about doing this is fun. I get to talk to people that I got to talk to when I was doing the radio show, and just more relaxed and just chill and just BS a little bit.
Yeah, and you owe me since I gave your dog an orgasm.
Yeah, what do you need? What would you like?
No, I need to come back. You need to.
Okay.
I get a free pass to come back.
Yeah. You kidding me? I don't even need to know you're coming.
No, I got to go tell my wife.
Just knock on the door. Let the neighborhood watch know you're coming though. But you could just knock on my door.
I won't
freak out.
My grandmother lived over here. So
did she?
Yeah, on
where?
The Safeway. It's Oleander, but
okay.
Yeah. She lived on Oleander, not far from the Raiders practice facility.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's the Parkway.
Yeah, so
you go down here and go back around. Yeah, go to the ferry parking lot.
Yeah, I used to hit balls at the golf course over here.
Chacarika? Yeah.
I used to hoop at that little. It's a court over there by Safeway.
Yep.
Little park. I used to hoop there all the time.
Yep. I know exactly which one you're talking about. I go by it every single day driving out here.
I got like 7 tickets here too, by the way, in my life.
They will ticket you
if
here.
You drive 27 miles per hour, they are coming for you. Like, it's crazy.
They pulled me over one time, gave me a ticket on the way to practice when I was playing for the Warriors. And cop was going to give me a ticket, and then some dude was in the passenger window looking in, and he goes, "Hey, that's Tom Tolbert." And I look over, and I thought I was going to be the other cop. I look over, it's Mark McGuire.
That's so funny.
He was along for a ride along.
That's hilarious.
I go. What are the odds?
Did you get the ticket?
No.
Oh.
No, I was good to go.
That's good.
I was good to go. But yeah, they will. They don't do it as much because I don't think they have as many cops they used to because all the budget cuts. But they
back in the day,
they would. You're absolutely right. Yeah. You go 32, it's like it's gotcha.
Over. Yeah, it's like 4 cars pulling up with guns. Like
it's like
we're going 32 and 25.
Yeah, it's like what are we doing? Yeah, I don't. Anyway, well, let's do it again sometime.
All right, appreciate you.
All right, Marcus. Hope everybody enjoyed the show. Have a great. I don't know what we're gonna do tomorrow. Maybe nothing tomorrow. Maybe do a weekly recap on Friday for a little bit. But we will keep you abreast of what's going on. See ya.